I've got a citation here. Just before I do that, though, I'd like to make a personal congratulations to Nick. Where are you, Nick? We go back a long way to the start of my coaching career, which I think was about 14 years ago when you started out. And I think through your career, you've shown an incredible amount of determination to be the best you could be. You had some really tough times through that career of yours, which has lasted 14 or 15 years. You trained harder and were more dedicated than most of the other players around you. And from a personal point of view, your loyalty and support to me was very welcomed and appreciated throughout that time. So congratulations to Nicola Mantis on a wonderful innings, and I know that whatever you choose to do in the future, you'll do it with the same determination that you've done to this point. The citation, and it says Nicola Browne at the top. I'm assuming, Pat, you did this. I've never called Nicola. It's always been Nick, so it's going to be Nick from here on. Nick began her career in the Northern District's women team in the 1999-2000 season. By 2001, she was in the White Ferns. At the peak of her career, Nick was recognised as the player of the tournament at the Women's World Cup in 2010. I happened to be there. It was an incredible tournament. Well done for that, Nick. Nick played a record 125 one-day games for the White Ferns, as well as 2 tests and 54 T20s. In those games, she scored over 3,500 runs and took 136 wickets, and also took 59 catches. Nick played 114 one-day games and 36 T20 matches for Northern Districts, a total of 115 games over the 16 seasons. Now this here is pretty impressive. She holds the host of records for us: the most one-day games, 114, the most T20 games, 36, the most one-day runs, 3,044, the most T20 runs, 868, the most one-day wickets, 124, the most T20 wickets, 26, the most one-day catches, 40, and the most T20 catches, 10. So that's every record, I think, apart from the wicket-keeping one. So an outstanding record that reflects your massive contribution to Northern Districts cricket. Congratulations, Nick.
Just for you, reflecting over all these years, what's been the standout for you?
For me, I think obviously it's always your recent memory, and for me it's actually the girls that have come on. There's obviously a number of them in the room that I've spent a lot of time talking to, throwing balls at and things like that, but watching them actually perform, and in particular I'd like to mention Nat, Felicity and Brooke. Certainly spent a lot of time with all you girls working over the years. So for me personally, of recent times, it's watching them and their achievements and watching them grow.
Okay, you've talked about them. What about you? What was the standout highlight for you?
There's one game I remember. It was at Mount Maunganui, and Nat and I were batting in the middle, and there was a recent collapse at the top of the order, which was not too unusual. And so we were in there quite early, and I French cut one for 4, and everyone on the sideline clapped. Sian Ruck, who's in the team now, gave me a bit of a sledge. I'm like, why are you clapping that? It's because I just brought up the 3,000 runs, the first woman to ever do so, and to set a record, and she was like, fair enough. Went on to score a century myself, and then a few overs later, Nat Dodd also scored a century. In that time, the ball prior, I realised that my bat was broken. It's always a sad occasion when that occurs. And so as Nat came back for her second run to raise her bat to the crowd, I also raised my bat to the crowd to signal that my bat was broken. And then I realised what I was actually doing and dropped the bat on the ground. And then we also went on to break a number of ND and New Zealand records within that game.
Well, congratulations on a stellar career. Just finally, the state of women's cricket, women's ND cricket, the spirit.
Yeah, there's just reflecting on that and going a little bit, not too off topic, but for me looking forward and looking forward on what the women's game can hold, and within that there's four things that spring to mind. One is what I'd like to see in the future, and one I'd like to see female presence on the women's board and on the board, sorry, and I know we're not too far away from that. I'd like to see more female coaches, and I know I could play a part in that, but obviously that would be something that I'd love to see going forward in the game. More administrators with the tenacity that Lorraine holds. It's lovely to hear what you're doing down there, and I think that's fantastic. And just in general, and I know leaps and bounds are being taken in the women's game, but I'd like to see more of a fair value and a value placed on women who play the game to what they actually deserve and what they actually bring to the game of cricket and to people around them in which they come in contact to, because I know a lot of females in a range of capacities that play a huge part in the game and place a huge importance in people's lives that they come in touch with. So when people are able to find that magic spark that leverages the value that the woman can place in the game, I look forward to playing a part and being a part of that one day and seeing that occur, because there's a lot of outstanding females that are involved in this game that deserve that recognition.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be with, I suppose, a tinge of sadness that we say goodbye to Nicola Browne. Well done on an outstanding career, not only for ND, but for New Zealand as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the